training compute of the sort of largest AI systems growing by about, half an order of magnitude, 0.5 ooms a year. And you can just kind of play that forward, right? So, GPT-4, rumored or reported to have finished pre-training in 2022. The sort of cluster size there was rumored to be about, 25,000 H100s, A100s on semi-analysis. That's roughly, if you do the math on that, it's maybe like a $500 million cluster. It's very roughly 10 megawatts. Just play that forward, half an oom a year, right? So then 2024, that's a cluster that's 100 megawatts. That's like 100,000 H100 equivalents. That's cost in the billions. Play it forward, 2 more years, 2026. That's a cluster that's a gigawatt. That's sort of a large nuclear reactor size. It's like the power of the Hoover Dam. That costs tens of billions of dollars. That's like a million H100 equivalents. 2028, that's a cluster that's 10 gigawatts, right? That's more power than kind of like most US states. That's, like 10 million H100s equivalents, costs hundreds of billions of dollars. And then 2030, $1 trillion cluster, 100 gigawatts, over 20% of US electricity production, 100 million H100 equivalents. And that's just the training cluster, right? That's like the one largest training cluster. And then there's more inference GPUs as well, right? Most of, once there's products, most of them are going to be inference GPUs. And so, US power production has barely grown for like, decades.